Welcome to the Rise Above Project. I'm your host, Joe Peroni. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, champion bodybuilder, and I've been a personal trainer for about 30 years. This podcast is about helping people with their emotional, spiritual, and physical fitness. I value strength, toughness, and truth. I despise complacency, the victim mentality, and following the herd. If you find my work to be valuable, please subscribe to my channel and tell a friend. Today, I want to talk about coping with the coronavirus in a positive way. For some people, tough times create and develop character. For most people, tough times reveal their character. When people have to live through adversity or are forced to perform under pressure, it brings out the best and worst in people. On March 11, 2020, humanity was thrown into existential purgatory when the World Health Organization declared that the coronavirus outbreak was officially a pandemic. This has brought forth some very interesting behaviors and has revealed a great deal about our values. Suddenly, most people are facing extremely difficult and uncertain times. But for now, I want to focus on how to successfully navigate this unprecedented time and how we may actually grow stronger from this challenge. All of us have experienced grief at one time or another. I think most people will agree that it's a lonely, very lonely experience. A life-changing, unforgettable experience in one individual's day is just another day for the rest of the world. It's difficult walking out into an apathetic, uncaring world with very few people to help you shoulder the burden of grief. While every breath you take may be labored, and every moment of consciousness is filled with pain, and your emotions run the gamut of anxiety, depression, and sorrow, the rest of the world moves on seemingly without a care, as you suffer in silence and invisibility. And such is the private hell and challenges of a lone individual's experience while trying to keep moving forward. However, the grief, anxiety, and depression due to the coronavirus pandemic is shared, and it's shared among all of us to some degree. So instead of pleading with the universe and asking, why me? In unison, we can all ask, why us? This collective experience is comforting in some ways, because we all share a similar burden. Words need not be spoken to convey a message. You can see it in the eyes of every person who is playing with their kids or walking their dogs in the middle of the day instead of going to work. And you can feel it when the streets of Las Vegas are basically barren and desolate compared to the traffic congestion that we are usually accustomed to. It's virtually impossible to be in the presence of another human being and not have a discussion about managing this new world. It's the pink elephant in the room concerning every conversation. And there is comfort in knowing that my pain is your pain, and your pain is my pain. And I guess that's the positive way of saying it. It's better than saying misery loves company. Adversity is the ultimate intensity multiplier. It turns good relationships into better relationships and bad relationships into destructive relationships. I look forward to adversity because it's an opportunity to grow. It separates the masters from the disasters, and it will let you know who your true friends and supporters are. When the threat is perceived from within, the relationship conflicts increase and the relationship weakens. However, when the threat is perceived to be outside the relationship, it creates bonding, cemented by the mentality that says it's us against the world. If we see the coronavirus as an outside threat against our life and our relationships, we can grow closer and more resolute. Relationships suddenly seem more deeply meaningful, and we can be grateful for the things that we used to take for granted. The ancient Stoics had much to say about how to cope with difficult, uncertain times such as these. According to the Stoics, the number one skill an individual needs to live a better life and handle adversity is to be able to distinguish what is within your control and what is not. If something is in your control, then it is your duty to do the best job you can of tilting the odds in your favor. If something isn't in your control, then it's not worth wasting any time thinking about it. That only slows down the progress that could be better spent on aspects that you can actually change. As I am writing this, the United States now has more known cases of the coronavirus than any other country, although we don't have the highest population. And this is even more bleak because the United States is woefully behind other countries as it pertains to testing. Hence, the actual amount of cases is unknown and much higher. Thinking positively without respecting the danger is not prudent, and living in fear on the verge of panicking leaves one to be reactive and without agency. Thinking positively and putting it in God's hands is the route for some, but it's safer to take action and just wash your hands. It is best to be realistic and control what you can, to be as safe as possible while still living your life. It is also realistic to expect that we will all have to live in a state of anxiety. And this is because anxiety is the result of uncertainty and feeling powerless. And there's plenty of that right now. The goal is to manage anxiety, not to make it go away, especially when we are living in a time of uncertainty and we don't have enough power over our own lives. But we do have some power and control. It is in your control to limit, but not eliminate, the contact and spread of germs. The best way to avoid illness is to avoid being exposed to the virus and to avoid exposing other people. The Center for Disease Control and the Red Cross offer these recommendations. Number 1, stay home if possible and avoid gatherings. Number 2, practice social distancing by staying 6 feet away from others if you have to go outside, and this includes when you go shopping. Number 3, wash your hands often with soap and water or with hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol for 20 seconds. Number 4, avoid touching eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. Number 5, avoid close contact with people who are sick. Number 6, stay home if you are sick, except to seek medical care. Number 7, cover your mouth and nose with a tissue when coughing or sneezing. If you don't have a tissue, use your elbow or sleeve, not your hands. Number 8, clean and disinfect frequently touched surfaces. Number 9, if surfaces are dirty, clean them. Number 10, wear a face mask if you are sick. Even if you follow all 10 of those recommendations, there is still a probability of being exposed to the virus. Therefore, it is wise to take control by making your immune system as strong as possible. There is no better time than now to take control of your physical, emotional, and spiritual fitness. Think about it like this. What if you had a doctor that was paid for the amount of time you were healthy? And every time you got sick, the doctor would stop getting paid. If this were the medical model, then the medical field would be much more involved in preventative measures, such as increasing the strength of the immune system. And it would look something like this. Let's start with physical fitness. Many people are staying at home all day and they are limiting their physical activity. Unfortunately, this approach is dangerous and contributes to the breakdown of the immune system, thereby encouraging sickness. Working out acts as a preventative by causing antibodies and white blood cells to circulate at a faster rate. This allows them to detect and fight against infectious disease and foreign materials with greater ability. According to a study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, those who exercised at least 5 days a week had half the risk of catching a cold than those who were sedentary. Research also suggests that physical activity helps to keep you safe by lowering stress hormones, which reduces the chances of getting sick. Physical activity also raises body temperature, which may help kill germs. Although gyms are now closed, there is no excuse. You need to start taking control of your life. It's too important not to. Work out at home, go to the park, or walk your dog. Do something. And while you're outside, it's time to go to the store and get some food. If you want to have a strong immune system, you must follow a healthy nutritional program. 80% of the immune system is the gut. When the gut is healthy, an individual has a much better chance of fighting infection. When you walk into the store, don't follow all those people buying junk food, fried food, soda, and processed food, which is totally bereft of vitamins and minerals. Those are food products, not actual foods. They are not meant to sustain or develop a healthy body and mind. Go find lean meats, nuts, fruits, and vegetables. Not only will the healthy food protect your immune system, you will also be able to shop and maintain your 6 feet social distancing. And this is because you will be one of the few who's actually buying healthy food. And as another benefit, you won't need as much toilet paper as those who are living off of pizza, Hot Pockets, and soda. In order to fill in the gaps of your nutritional program, it is prudent to supplement with vitamins and minerals. And here's a quick list. Number 1, vitamin D. Studies indicate that supplementing with vitamin D improves immune response, decreases the risk of respiratory infections, and improves response to antiviral treatments. Number 2, zinc. Studies indicate that supplementing with zinc may protect against respiratory tract infections and decreases the duration of infection. Number 3, vitamin C. Vitamin C is vital for immune health and may reduce the severity and duration of upper respiratory tract infections. Number 4, elderberry. Elderberry supplementation may reduce upper respiratory symptoms caused by viral infections and alleviate flu symptoms. You are not limited to just vitamins and minerals when trying to be at your best. The term ergogenic aid means any physical, psychological, or nutritional treatment that directly or indirectly improves your physical or psychological performance. Therefore, sleep is a powerful ergogenic aid because it is a natural immune system enhancer. Studies show that those who get 8 hours of sleep per night have higher levels of T cells compared to those who sleep less. T cells play a major role in the immune response. If you are a person who is at risk and you need medication, it is best to be proactive rather than reactive. On a personal note, I am considered to be high risk because I was born with asthma. Thus, I have already called in a prescription for an inhaler. Allostatic load is the wear and tear of the mind and body, which accumulates as an individual is exposed to repeated chronic stresses. But stress can be reduced and emotional health can be improved with meditation. Meditation has been utilized to alleviate stress and anxiety. This helps us support and improve the immune system. In addition, meditation can help manage the inevitable depression from losing a job, financial worries, isolation, worries about contracting coronavirus, and watching the infection and mortality rates on TV. One of the most important ways to improve emotional health is to develop the ability to control your thoughts. You can't always control your circumstances, such as living through a pandemic, but you can control your reaction to it. And you can't be fully of service to yourself or others until you become a clear, self-disciplined thinker with objective judgment. So stop ruminating, reliving bad experiences, worrying about problems, and caring about what others think, and imagining the worst. And although it's difficult not to, it is a waste of time and it's destructive to your mental health. It's time to start being solution focused and taking an active role in your progress. While we are socially isolating, it is important to cultivate connections with those who are most close with us. Forcing close proximity with family members who are stressed out and not giving them a place for a timeout is a difficult challenge, especially for introverts such as myself who need alone time to regroup. It can be predicted that there will be an increase in domestic violence and divorces around the country, but it doesn't have to be that way. Now, more than ever, is a time to reconnect with those who are important to us, especially because so many people have a lot of extra time. There is no reason not to eat structured meals together, have actual conversations, and play board games or watch TV as a family. Lack of social connection has been associated with vulnerability to disease and sickness. In addition, those who don't have meaningful familial and social connections are more likely to experience anxiety, depression, antisocial behavior, and suicidal ideation. Conversely, cultivating meaningful relationships is associated with improved immune function and the ability to recover from disease faster. Having meaningful relationships creates a positive feedback loop of social, emotional, and physical well being, all of which are linked to having a healthy immune system. I hope everyone considers these recommendations to stay safe throughout this pandemic. And if you have better ideas, let me know in the comments section, or you can email me. And let me leave you with this quote from Albert Camus from his book, The Plague. What's true of all evils in the world is true of the plague as well. It helps men to rise above themselves. I hope you found the show to be valuable. I am Joseph Peroni from the Rise Above Project. Please subscribe and tell a friend. Thank you.